Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So in this video we're going to talk about a very interesting topic. Is Palantir a $1 trillion company? Is it even possible that they become a $1 trillion company? And is Palantir the right investment for you? So these guys on the Palantir Weekly podcast, they do a very good job. And I came across this gem that I thought that I have to show you because they're explaining exactly why I am invested in Palantir, and if you think the same way, you should be invested in Palantir, and if you don't, you should leave this stock the F alone. So it's a super good one. I couldn't do it better myself, so I'm just going to show you the part, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts after it. So please make sure you're sub to the channel, you press the like, and hit me up on Twitter. It's at Vince is bullish. And just say hi to me and let's talk. Okay, so let's look at this gem.
For those of you who like the whole $1 trillion market cap and 10x baggers and all that wonderful stuff, which is great, I would love to have that. In order to get something, in order to do something like that, you have to have a contrarian company. It has to be contrarian to what is out there today to have exponential growth. So you have to invest contrarian, because if you invest like everybody else and everyone's buying Apple today and whatever it may be, good company, but it's not going to give you a 10 bagger from here. And so you have to be willing to accept risk and also have patience with that, but also find the X factors or the differentiators like, oh, I haven't seen that before. That's worth me sticking it out. And if I lose my money, I lose my money. But that's how I feel about it.
Well, that's why it is so difficult, because in order to stick against the tide when it is against you, and we have multiple of proof, like also Palantir not invited in the AI things, Palantir not considered an AI company still, not being appreciated as a defense contractor, hated even if as a SaaS company, consultancy, they say, knowing that that is false, but having the stomach, the patience to actually keep your investment, despite people say, "Hey, you're wrong." That's the most difficult part of investing. But if we are actually right, that will be also very rewarding. Ray Dalio says, in order to be a successful investor, you need to be contrarian and be right. We know we are contrarian, and we are seeing the story unfolding. That, to my viewpoint, from the development we are seeing, I'm seeing in 3 years now. Every time we check the story, despite there are some negative data points like the sales people not really fitting in, we have a company that has a story that is evolving, and I would say it is evolving in the right direction. So let me ask you the question. The stock price is already quite similar to the price we had last year in the summer.
Okay, so I just want to say here, I love how they're expressing this view here, that when everybody believes in a stock, it takes out the upside from it. So this is why if you are really going for life-changing wins on the stock market, you have to be contrarian and you have to be investing in stocks when things does not look good, but you still understand what is happening. And Palantir is at peak effing misunderstanding. I mean, they're not even invited to talk to the White House about AI because they're not considered an AI company. And he's bringing up a super good point that the stock is priced the same as last year. And look at what progress they have made since last year. He's also going to list them. And this is what I meant by saying that if you just want to be very safe and have very good, stable 10-15+% returns per year, Palantir is not the stock for you, because frankly, it's just too much risk. But if you're willing to put in the time to study and, be a contrarian, and again, you have to be right for this to work, and this remains to be seen. I believe we are going to be right. So this is very important. You also have to be right. Then this might be a really good stock for you, but only if you have the patience, you have the stomach, you have the time to wait out the years that it takes for the story to unfold. Otherwise, don't touch the stock.
how much the company has changed meanwhile. Not only from the business perspective in terms of numbers, revenues, clients, but also in terms of awareness of the key people of Palantir. When we heard Carpetto talking last summer, we were scared of him banging on the table. Right now, Carp is confidently speaking to any audience, being that analyst or whatever. So I would say the rate of change in the company outside the numbers is already very good. Shyam talking to the Senate that confident, that was amazing. So I would say things are unfolding. Right now, we are seeing the numbers in the worst possible moment. And it is in this time, if you are right, that you can make a bargain. Not when everyone is happy, is euphoric, you see the revenue growth already skyrocketing, because that gives us false sense of security. It's not
such an effing good point. So the numbers on Palantir are adjusted that they have perpetual less than 20% growth. I think if you do a DCF on it right now, the current price is probably pricing in that they will never grow more than 15%. And maybe after this earning, I'm afraid of this, it will still have to be adjusted lower, but your risk starts to be so minimal because it can't really grow less from now, right? And if they ever go back to, scaling and growing exponentially, all of this is discounted in the market and the market is not thinking with it. So this is true contrarian investing, what we are experiencing here.
From Tesla last year, before the crash, I saw people so confident because Tesla was, oh yes, but they will keep growing 50%. Why? Because the recent past was 50% growth. The moment you start projecting that high growth, that was a peak growth in the future, and the price already reflects that, that's a big risk. On the other side, it is when the growth has slowed down to a point there where analysts start thinking, okay, the slowdown will be perpetual, and the market sees that, price the companies according to that, while by knowing the company from studying it very closely, you see, hey, this is actually wrong. That is where you have what value investors like to say, margin of safety.
Yeah, I want to speak to this point about being contrarian, and this is like the biggest point, right? I think this is something we don't spend enough time on. So I'm so happy, Dom, you brought it up, and Arnie, you followed on this, because if you want a company to have some massive return, right, 5, 10, 8x, I know all of us would be really happy with like a 5, 6x, but if we get 10, 12, whatever it is, if we're lucky enough to get that, it's only because it's contrarian and right. It's not in the snowflake that's trading 3 times their trailing 12. Like it's not in these oversized valuations where Warren Buffett invested in it because Warren Buffett's not the contrarian guy. He wants his dividend. He wants things to. If you want these crazy, like you were crazy in 2013 investing in Tesla, absolutely crazy. But if you did it, you did it. And so I think the beauty of, as we were talking about social media coverage, Arnie's point about awareness growing, why are there these Palantir channels on YouTube? Why are they on Twitter? Why are so many people talking about it? Because it's interesting. It's an interesting company, right? And when you've got all this media, earned media coming for free for the company, it's because people are starting to recognize there is something unique about this that is so different. And it's like, it's a journey trying to analyze it. It's like where these...
So I couldn't have said this better myself, and this really illustrates the point. So right now, we are not doing good as Palantir investors, and what is currently priced in is there is perpetual, maybe around 15% growth, and Palantir is not even an AI company, it's a consultancy, and the analysts are thinking that this company probably can never make GAAP profitability. These are the things that are currently priced in. So if you're investing in Palantir, you are a very contrarian investor, and if you are right, you will be really handsomely rewarded. If you don't have the stomach for this, if you want, you're happy with for sure 15 or 10% per year return, then go ahead and buy Microsoft. Go ahead and buy Apple, where all the good numbers are priced in. People are, have the best expectations and think that nothing can go wrong. In some ways, it's even riskier than buying Palantir, as they have described it now. But then those are the places for you to look. And if you want outsized returns, Palantir might be the one for you. I hope it is the one for me. And again, you have to remember, we have to be contrarian and we have to be right. So T-minus 1 day until earnings, or 2 days, 1 day. Anyways, it's close. It's a bit late now. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe. Hit me up on Twitter. Vince is @bullish, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.